Hello everyone. How are you? Hope all is well with you all and you and your families are doing okay. Hope you are in the best of health. Hope I have not lost anyone. And I do hope you are remembering to look after number one, and that's you. I know I have missed a lot, and I am sorry about that. But when you're doing the kind of job that I do, where I have to travel a lot, and my job pays the real bills around here, I have to put my job as priority. But I am trying to organize my time so as to not miss out on our interaction, as I value my subscribers, my listeners, my commenters, whether positive or negative. It's all a learning experience because I do not know everything, and I'm always willing to learn something new every day. I love and appreciate you all. Now, for some time now, Jamaican women, they have been looked at as the most promiscuous and the givers of the most jacket, meaning they are known to give the babies they have to the wrong father per se, in terms of the person who got them pregnant may not be a viable person to have a child with, so they choose a different man that they were also sleeping with, who they know will have the finances to take care of their children or child. So that is the one that is given the child that they are having. And that is just so unfortunate, because every child deserves to know their bloodline, whether it is good or bad. The crazy thing about this is that sometimes it's their own husbands or boyfriends that are on the receiving ends of such jacket. Then it would make you wonder, why then, when you seek relations elsewhere, you never try to make sure that you are fully protected? The long and short of it is that the man who have the most finances and is more gullible to wanting a child, or is more acceptable, is the one that they give the child to, because they know fully well that the child will be properly maintained. It's a nasty mess when you think about it, but it's one thing to be poor and in need and do such things so you can get quality care for your child, but it's another thing when you are fully capable of looking after your child and you have the means and the know-it-all, but yet still you're passing on the baby to a different father than the one that is the actual father. Because now it seems like jacket is given right across the board, whether it is uptown, downtown, round town, poor or rich. It's seemingly that everybody is capable of doing the same exact thing, because it's not for needs. Why they would give their man jacket? You know what's funny? I always want to defend our Jamaican women, because I know they get a bad rap for many things that they are not guilty of. Well, at least a lot of them are not guilty of it, but there's a broad brush that just passing over all of them, where there's a stigma attached to a woman being a Jamaican woman because of all this mess. And many are called out of their names, and many situations against them are exaggerated to make the women look worse than what they really are. I know that there are many evil demon like woman around. But I also know there are many good and honest women around that are being judged because of the actions of some. But I really want to refuse that this kind of mess is in the majority. And just when you feel like you want to stand up for the rights of our Jamaican women and for them to be loved and respected more, here comes a news that is shocking and shakes you to the core. One that totally blows your mind, and you are forced to ask yourself, are these critics right that most Jamaican women give their partners jacket? Because for a long time I refused to acknowledge this as a common norm, because we all know how children are made. Is it so hard once you are doing the stuff that make children to be on the side of caution, to be prepared, to be careful? Then recently I have been hearing from various sites, local and especially overseas, that one of our most legendary icon that has put Jamaica on the map everywhere you go in the world, this reggae superstar, musical legend, he is one of the reasons why so many people connect with Jamaica and Jamaicans, and his legacy is vast, and now all his children who the legacy has been handed down to become legends themselves and are celebrated and are known worldwide. And seemingly, due to his legacy, his children seemingly has won almost every reggae Grammy Awards. Some say it's because of the legacy of their father, while some say it's talent. Whatever the facts are, their stance in reggae music can't be denied, and their influences are global. Now, I remember in recent times there was a big front page news put out about Jamaican top musician and artist got jacket, and a well-known celebrity sportsman got jacket, meaning paternity fraud. And many bloggers were speculating which sportsman it was and which musical artist it was, and it has caused a bit of content with one of Jamaican's global artists and a blogger, because this blogger speculated about his child based on what came out in the news and the genetics, how the child looked. But all this time, could it have been Bob Marley's son, Junior Gong? Because no name was called. The last person anyone would be ever thinking of is anyone in the Marley family. And this rumor has been floating around for, call it almost a year now. It's just that it gets more popular at the moment. But could it be at the time when that news came out, when it specified top celebrity, musician and sportsman, could it have been the Marleys? Because the allegation is that Damian Jr. Gong Marley did a DNA for whatever reason and found out he is not Bob Marley's son. Could this be true? Could it be the reason why the One Love movie, he wasn't so elated about it, and his mother did not get the notoriety that she should have gotten from the movie. But when you check it out, whether him is jacket or waistcoat or pants or shirt, she still played a pivotal part in Bob Marley's life. The thing is, out of all the Gongs, Junior and Ziggy is so like Bob Marley than anyone else. If this is true, Cindy Breakspeare, you need to come to the front of the class, because this shaped me up bad. And if this allegation is true, I give up honestly. Call me naive. Me not looking for this kind of paternity fraud here, so. I know back then beauty queens was just beauty more than brains, and anything can happen. But back then there was more decency, etiquette and standards. People had more conscience. The funny thing is that when I said that, my friend at work said, really and truly, those days there was more paternity fraud then more than now, as family planning and protection was limited and people was much more sneaking, and many times it's only through filing for people to go overseas that they would really know the paternity of their children. But personally, I would want to believe, once you know how baby is made, if that thing carry millions of swimmers, can you imagine, under the right circumstances, at one go a man can get at least a few hundred babies? So I simply don't understand how people play games with sex. A few years ago, you lot can Google this, there was a teenage birthday party and they all had on their cutie bath suits and bath trunks, everyone having fun in the pool, when one little boy got overly excited and blow in the pool. And if memory serves me well, at least 6 or 8 of the little girls who were closest to him in the pool got pregnant. It caused a massive investigation. This did not, however, happen in Jamaica. It was such an intense story because there was also one of the young girls end up with twins, and her parents was not into putting away with the child, or the belly I should say, so she had to bring forth that. And then there was another little girl, she was from a Jehovah's Witness family, so you know they don't believe in unaliving no tummy, so you know how that go. It was one crazy story, but man, it was a long read. You lot can go look up that story, it's a good read, but it was quite a story. I say this to say, if you having unprotected sex with more than one person, no protection, there is no one you can pinpoint as the daddy without some kind of medical intervention by DNA. Because saying how much the baby resemble this one and have them nose, eye and ears, that is bull crap. Because when you really check it, most black people have a trait of resemblance to each other, so resemblance don't cut it. It is really sad though. If Junior Gong is really jacket that Cindy Breakspeare did to Bob Marley, did she know at the time? Or was she just caught up in him wants me and me want him? Whatever I did, you can just in your mind just brush it off. I don't know, but it's a big deal. All I know is that Cindy groomed him into a rasta. You can see he was trained from an early stage to get involved in music, to be so much like Bob Marley. He's naturally born for this based on the fact how well he has done in the music business. Bob Marley was into taking on people's children as his own because some of Rita Marley's children are not bloodline to Bob Marley, but Bob accepted them or adopted them as his own children. And I believe, despite the circumstances, Damian Jr. Gong deserved to be a Marley, which he was born to be. Ladies, this need to stop. Have some home principle, no? For God's sake, have some principle. How you open and when you open your legs. Have some governance. The first step in losing yourself is not being able to control yourself. When you think about all the disappointment and confusion and how it affects children, and of course the parent who is given this jacket, it's devastating. And I truly believe women should be charged for fraud and pay back these men once these men had been contributing to their children's life. And based on all the evidence out there, every child born a DNA test should be mandatory, because if the impression given is too many women are loose, well, this would be a motivating factor for them to tighten up on their actions, as we all know how babies are made. Jacket to the wrong man. What is her reason for giving a jacket to a man? Because you have everything, you have money, fame and everything. I'm just talking not specifically to Cindy, but women in certain level of society that are doing the same thing, because seemingly jacket is being flung from uptown, downtown, crosstown, middle class, high class, millionaire, poor people, regular people. So what is the reason for the people at the higher end of society for doing it? Please give me your opinion in the comment section. Let's talk about this, because this is something that really need to be studied, because I can't see sex as that important to that level where you totally lose yourself and totally risk the happiness of your offspring. Now, when you think about it, if this allegation about Junior Gong is true and Bob Marley is not his father, think about what he's going through. Where is his father? How promiscuous was his mother? Does she even know who the father is? Think about the confusion, how him feel. Because even though he has to go on and live his life, and he will have money and fame, trust me, sometimes money and fame is not what make you happy. But even to know, even if your father sweep street or one peanut vendor downtown, is something you would have liked to know. Worse, you're coming from a situation like it's a fall from grace, where you are now hearing that your father, who is a superstar, you're hearing now that he's possibly not your father. That is devastating news. The thing is that he has worked hard and put out some good music, so he still stands out as an example for his own children, who will definitely know their father, because I know he will be running DNA tests on every child that he has, so his rightful offspring will get his legacy. This need to be stopped, man. This need to be stopped, and it need to be studied. Think about the broken hearts and the disappointed children. Because at the end of the day, you know, most of the pain is on the children. Anyway, guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.